Hi, and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to talk about some of the products that I found to be very good and then some of the other ones that I found to not be as good for dry skin. I have very dry skin. I don't even have combination. I don't have any oiliness in my skin. It's just very dry right now. I have a moisturizer and sunscreen that's tinted, so it doesn't look as bad. But I found through YouTube that there is a lot of beauty gurus who have oily skin, not as many with dry skin. And so a lot of the recommendations that they're giving are not geared towards us. They're geared more towards oily people. And when I started out doing my makeup, I fell into the trap, which is like, well, if so-and-so, Tati says that this is good, I should buy it. But it wasn't good. And then a lot of things that I tried, I just didn't know what to get. So I kind of wanted to go over a little bit some of the things that I have found worked for me and some of the things that haven't worked so that you're more aware. Maybe you can save some money when you're going out shopping. Or maybe you're full of crap and you're wrong, and that's fine. I love to hear it in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. So let me know. We'll start out with primers. There's a big debate in the beauty community right now about whether primers are important or not. I think for us dry people, they're a little bit more important. And I'm gonna go not go too much into it. Maybe I'll make a video about it at a later time, but for right now, my absolute favorite one is these Touch in Sol Glassy Pretty Filter Balm. I think it does a really good job at just like moisturizing the skin, making it look really nice, hydrating it so that whatever moisturizer you put whatever foundation you put on top of it, it looks really good. So again, this is right now my favorite thing. I have backups ready to go because I do use this one quite a bit. This is what the packaging looks like. It's very cute. You open it up and then that's where your product is. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit, so I do have backups ready to go because every time I use foundation I use this primer. I think it does a really good job. Occasionally I'll throw in the Milk Hydro Grip. I also think it does a good job. I just don't think it's as heavy duty necessarily as this one. This one really moisturizes the skin. Again, I have really dry skin. This is what I want. This one does okay. I can pair the two together and they do a great job. But this one by itself, I don't feel like it's enough. So I do feel like I need this. There's a couple others that I have tried that I haven't been in love with. And maybe it's the product itself. Maybe it's that specific product. Maybe it's too old. I'm not 100% sure. But one that I definitely know that it wasn't meant for my skin is this one. And this has like a cult following. And it does an amazing job hiding your pores. I have really large pores in this area as well as on my nose. Not sure. Yeah, you can see them right there. I have a little bit of texture there too. But yeah, I have pores that I like to hide. I've been doing like Dania's like pore treatments. I can't think of the word right now. But this stuff is great for filling in your pores. But it is the mattifying one, and they did just come out with a hydrating one, so I'll have to try this one. But this one is mattifying. I find that wherever I put it, when I put my foundation over it, it just kind of looks cakey. It dried out. It sucks the life right out of wherever I put it. So not a huge fan of this. Again, the mattifying, usually for dry skin, it's a no-go. So not a huge fan of it. I still occasionally use it, especially if I don't use foundation. I think this one still does a good job, but it's just not the best for under foundation. Then moving on to foundations, my absolute least favorite foundation that I have ever found, and again, it's a matte foundation, so maybe that's it. I don't know, it could be a terrible foundation for anybody, but I found that the Stay Matte by Rimmel, the mousse one, is terrible, and I only bought it because it was on sale at Walgreens for like $2. And so I didn't feel too bad about it at that time. So I was like, if it doesn't work, it's $2. It is not the end of the world. However, it is literally terrible. It's garbage. I'm not a fan of this at all. I think that you can do a whole lot better than this. Again, for the $2, I wasn't mad. I think usually it's, I think like $5 something, maybe $6. So I wouldn't pay that much for this. I don't think it's good for dry skin. I'm not sure how it works on oily skin, but for dry skin is absolutely not. And if you want me to try any of these foundations on, let me know. I love to show you. I love to do a wear test. But I just think this one is garbage. I don't recommend it. I've been meaning to throw it away, but I just haven't. one that I really like that's also drugstore and a really good price is the NYX Born to Glow. And this one is in the color Natural. It's a little bit dark for me, but I really like how this one works. It looks, your skin looks glowy. It doesn't look dry. It just does a really good job kind of like blending in everywhere, but not filling in anything. It absolutely my favorite. It does a great job, and for $10 I think it's absolutely worth it. I went to the NYX store and got Shade Match. This was in the summer, so again it's a little bit dark for me now. I do have the lighter one, and I think I tried it with just the wrong primers. I was mixing other stuff that I got, and it didn't sit very well, so I'll have to play with this with my Touch and Soul one and see if I like it. But for whatever reason, this one just doesn't sit as nice as this one, but I think it's the primers. The one that I really like that is not drugstore is the MAC Studio Sculpt. I wear the shade NC20, and it is this one. And when you go into the store, they're going to try to sell you a different one, okay? So, like, beware. I do not like the other one they try to sell you. This is a squeezy tube. You see how it looks. Clear tube, matte little cap, and this little box. The one that they try to sell you in the store has a dropper, and for whatever reason, that one just doesn't sit as nice. You can definitely start to see it like crack right here where it's really dry, kind of separate, and you can see a little clumps of foundation. I'm not a fan of that at all. I just don't think it looks good. And also, every time you go into the MAC store, they try to put like a setting powder on you. I don't know why. I told them a million times, not for dry skin, but they still do it. And I'm just not a fan. It doesn't ever make the foundation look good. I went ahead and got a sample of this, and I took it home and I tried it, and I loved it. And so I went back and I bought this because I wanted something good for my wedding. It is full coverage. If you use your hands to kind of like blend it out though, it diminishes some of that and it's not as full coverage. I really do love this though. If you want a lighter coverage one, again, they will try to suggest that dropper one. And I'm not a fan of that one. There is another one that's a light coverage one, and I haven't tried it, and I really do want to try it. That's more like a dropper bottle, and it's the face and body one. But I have not tried that one. But this one is amazing. Then with this one, the Estee Lauder Double Wear, I only got this one because I found it in an outlet store for these brands, and I loved it at first, but not really. I loved it because it was an expensive foundation. It was my first high-end foundation. I think I got it for like $30 with the pump, which the pump itself is usually $10. So usually this whole set is like $54, and I got it for like $33. So I was really excited about it. It's absolutely the wrong shade for me. It's like 2 shades too dark. The store was too dark, and my husband was like, yeah, no, it looks great. It looks just like your shade. And I was like, okay. And then I got home and I put it on, and I was like, holy crap. Like, I look so tan. But it does look really good when I pair it up with like this one. This one. And I put in like oils. I got this one in BoxyCharm as well. Put on like oils and that, and I make sure that my skin is very hydrated because this is a matte formula, and if I do not do all those steps, it looks terrible. You can definitely see where it's dry, but when I do all the steps for this, it still looks pretty good. I don't think it wears as long as some of my non-matte foundations, just because again, it is a matte foundation. It looks a little more dry to begin with because matte foundations are really kind of meant more for oily people to make them look not oily, and as the day goes on they start to look a little bit oily, but the foundation's still matte, so like then it looks like a little bit of a dew and not so much of like a whole lot of oil. For us dry people, as the moisture gets sucked away from our face and our primers and stuff, it does start to look a little bit more dry, which is not usually what I go for. But again, it's still doable. Again, just another point of like primers are kind of important, or at least well moisturized skin is very important. So you know, definitely don't be scared to try things. Just know that they might not always work. Then we're moving on to concealers. I have my least favorite one is also the Stay Matte by Rimmel. Again, I get this for like $1, and no, just not a fan. But this, I got this. It's not new. It's still in the package because I keep putting it back in there. I'm not sure why, but it's the Shape Tape by Tarte. This is their holiday packaging. Ulta had it on sale for like $19 a couple weeks ago, so I went ahead and snatched it to try it. And I love it. It is a matte foundation, as you can see right here. So what I have found out is if I put it on top of my foundation, it does not look nice. It just doesn't. It looks very like it's sucking the life out of like my pore area right here. It just doesn't look good. And again, I usually pair it with my Born to Glow, so it definitely has a difference. I got the lighter shade for helping lighten up a little bit, or brighten up. But I don't like it. I'm on top of my foundation. But what I really do love it for is, I don't know if you can tell, I have a little bit of darkness around my eyes. A little bit of purpley. It's not super terrible, but I do like to hide it. So what I do is I'll put this underneath, blend it out really nice, and then I'll put my foundation on top of it. It does not offer the brightening that I want it from it, but what it does is it does help conceal the under eyes a little bit and keep that darkness away. So I really do like it for that. I think it does a really good job. Trying new things. As far as concealers, I really don't use very many, or don't use it very much. I really just started getting into it. But yeah, I definitely the Shape Tape, I think it lives up to the hype. But again, with my dry skin, with the fact that it's a matte foundation or matte formula, I do have to work with it a little bit. It does have to go underneath my foundation, otherwise it does look a little bit dry. Now here's the biggest thing that I think they lie to us. And not lie to us, but like, when people don't know dry skin, they don't understand how it works. So they like offer what they think will be best for you, not knowing what our skin really does. And again, if you have oily patches, you still need this product, I think, to help really keep everything in place. But if you do not waste your money. It doesn't make your makeup look good. I think it makes it look worse. So just as a heads up. So I have 3 of these because I really have tried. But it just doesn't work, right? I have this Believe one, which is very good. People really like it. But again, cakey. The Cover FX, again, people really like it. It's supposed to be amazing. That's my dog snoring in the background. And it is nice, but again, it kind of sucks the life out of your foundation. It makes you look dry and like patches of like dryness, and it's just not good. And then I have this Mary Kay one. The one that I do use occasionally is this Becca Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. It came, I believe, in a BoxyCharm as well. Oh god, I don't like this packaging. It makes it look so dirty. Oop, there's my everything. It just, I don't know, it works fine. It brightens your under eyes if you want to set like the concealer. It does good. I use it with the brush, just like, not a brush, the beauty blender that I use. I just put a little bit on there. It does help set it. My under eyes are not usually too bad and dry, so that's not bad. But again, I don't really think you need it if you're a dry person. The main purpose of this is to keep oil under control. And if you don't have oil, then you don't have anything to keep under control. So personally, I wouldn't waste my money on it. If you have oily patches, for sure, use one. But again, this Believe one is pretty good. And for $5, that's amazing. They also have a foundation, which is also very good. It's more of like a skin finish. So it's not super matte, not very glowy or anything. This is the Warm Vanilla, and I feel like it's too dark for me. So I definitely have to go and get a different shade. But I don't think this foundation is bad at all. It's also very good for the price, especially for $5. It's definitely worth it. So yeah, give that a try. But that's all I really have. I'm always trying new products, especially like this, the Candid Glow, Moisturizing Glow Foundation. try new things. I don't know how I feel about this one yet. So yeah, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things. Let me know what you want to see and what you don't, or what your opinions are. So some of these products work for you? Do they not work for you? Do you have recommendations on beauty gurus that have dry skin that talk about that a lot? Because I really love to follow some people that have more recommendations for dry skin. All right, well, thank you for watching. Bye.